stay-at-home moms, students, rappers, and many people who have lost their jobs during COVID are actually getting rich on OnlyFans.com. You may have heard of it. It's kind of been an R-rated site in the past, but I think there's really interesting things that we can learn about how have they actually been so successful today. So in this video, I'm gonna break down fan pages as well as how they're making money so that you can copy their tactics. And yes, if you stick around to the end, I do make my own OnlyFans page just for you gorgeous viewers. So real quick, what is OnlyFans? OnlyFans launched in 2016 and it has 30 million users and 450,000 content creators. Think of it like a paid Instagram where people are subscribing to see your content. And it got started and very popular, yes, with adult XXX content. And so I know it's easy to dismiss the site, but there's a lot to learn and many things started out for specific groups that became more broad and popular for everyone like us. Twitter started in tech San Francisco. Facebook was just for college. Snapchat was just for people setting dick, it still is for that. But my point being is don't dismiss things just because it seems like it's niche or for a specific group of people. It's great to understand it. Let's look at the who and how people are actually using it. So first off, I'm gonna show you someone who's using OnlyFans as a side hustle. So this is Joe, who's tall as girl username. So she posted on Reddit how this account makes more money than her actual job. So she's just your average nerdy, tall Irish sexual deviant. She's 5'11" with a big She content posts twice a day. She occasionally does longer pay-per-view videos. Masturbation Monday, and she's got a tip menu. So finally my dream can come true of a dick rating, and it's only 10 bucks. Custom photos and erotic stories, only 5 bucks a word, plus a matching photo. We estimated that she made around $2,500 a month in her day job. Don't know what it is. What do you think her day job would be? But she only needs, at her first subscription, which is $15 a month, she only needs 167 subscribers to make the equivalent. And what's interesting about OnlyFans is something that I think a lot of us can take away is that unlike Fiverr or Freelancer or a lot of other project sites like that, OnlyFans is encouraging recurring revenue. Something really interesting to think about. Another thing that they do that's really smart, I would say, is that they encourage people to subscribe for longer time periods. So 10% off for 3 months, 30% off for 12 months. So I think that's really powerful about how she's thinking about doing the content for longer periods of time. A few other things I really want to highlight, because there's a lot we can learn from OnlyFans, is number one, it's kind of a joke, right? Like Masturbation Mondays, she posts content twice a day, but there's a really huge thing about someone who is an amateur versus someone who is a professional. And a professional, not sexually, I'm just saying a professional in any aspect, is treating it like a business versus an amateur is not professional, they're not making money on it. So having series like Masturbation Monday or having content posted twice a day, that takes a lot of work. So she is treating it like a business, not like a hobby. So one thing that they've added that we found really fascinating on OnlyFans is this tip menu. And so yes, it's kind of a little bit more perverted stuff here, but the idea here is that if there's a lot of common requests from your customers, how do you make it easy for them to purchase it from you? And in addition to the subscriptions, now there's an add-on upsell model. So in the SaaS world, this is your expansion revenue. We are not gonna be subscribing to Joe stuff because we probably don't think it's SFW or NSFW, any of those SFWs, but we will subscribe to Cardi B's OnlyFans later in this video. Let's check out someone who's using OnlyFans because they actually lost their job. A lot of people that it happened to. This is at Mia De Leon. That sounds very fancy. So she lost her job in the medical cannabis industry, aka weed, because of COVID, and she turned to OnlyFans to actually make ends meet. She is now currently making $6,000 a month. One thing to actually pay attention and notice here is that we don't know what the churn rate is. So if people are subscribing to see Mia's pages and her pictures and videos and whatnot, I don't know what that actual churn or how long that's gonna be sustaining, or if people actually last for a very long time. I don't know if that's a pun intended. But again, to see any of her content, you have to subscribe at about 5 bucks a month. What they do, which is clever for any of the business people out there as well, is they sell a lot of bundles. So 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, which is standard in like SaaS world. But it's interesting for them to do that in this content world. OnlyFans reported a 75% uptick in model signups in early April as unemployment skyrocketed around the world due to coronavirus shutdowns. So if you're not wanting to be R-rated, which is totally great, I'm not encouraging that whatsoever in this video, is that if you're a model, if you have some talent, if you're a musician, which we'll go into later, this is actually a really unique site to monetize your community. There are other services out there, but I think this one has done a really interesting job of saying videos and photos and direct communication. Let us actually monetize just that. I actually found Patreon almost too broad. It's like 10 bucks a month and it could be anything. Let me show you some more examples so you get more ideas of how the site is monetizing in other weird ways on this. If you're liking this video so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to get notified when I do my exclusive weekly office hours, as well as we do insane giveaways for our subscribers. This month I'm giving away my Tesla, and make sure you don't miss out. All right, so this is a really interesting one. Celebrities using the platform behind the Scenes Premium community. So a lot of you guys have heard of Cardi B. She's a really popular rapper. She used to be a stripper. What's interesting about her is she started her OnlyFans account to show her fans behind the scenes of her life in the entertainment industry. And so she posted on Instagram, I'm gonna show it right here. She said, "No, I won't be showing my and my and my." But what's really interesting about what she's doing is that instead of just posting on her Instagram and posting on YouTube, now artists are looking for new ways to monetize. So if you want to see behind the scenes of what her life is like, get more in depth, these are kind of probably your true and VIP fans for $5 a month. It doesn't seem like she hasn't been on in a few weeks since October 27th, and she's only done 6 posts. But someone who's got a really large audience on Instagram or YouTube, this might be an interesting way to build up your audience of people who are wanting to pay for your content. I know they have that on YouTube and they have it on other places, but I actually like how simple the site is to work, and I'll show you at the end with my own OnlyFans page. So I am actually going to buy Cardi B's OnlyFans subscription to show you, just for you guys, what it looks like behind the paywall, because I know you're curious. So let's go and do it. It's $4.99 a month, and we are now subscribed. So we just subscribed to Cardi B. Check out this video she posted on her OnlyFans. It's interesting that you can see her without makeup. And her OnlyFans subscription at $5 a month is not really worth it. She's only uploaded 2 videos per month, and it's not super personal, and she hasn't uploaded since November. But it is kind of neat to see, if you're really into a celebrity, an athlete, an entrepreneur, whatever it is, that you can see things that pay premium for something you wouldn't normally get access to. Interesting to see her with no makeup. So if you actually look at her content, it doesn't really seem like she's uploaded content in recent times. So this is a problem in every SaaS business as well as in OnlyFans, is the churn. As well, it doesn't seem like she's treating this platform very seriously. October 7th, September 2nd, it looks like she's uploading 1 or 2 a month. I respect her for trying out the platform, but I'm gonna go unsubscribe. One thing I will say that I appreciate about OnlyFans, by the way, that was really neat right there. Have you ever tried to cancel some like online businesses or offline businesses? They're like, here, your mother main name, with this stuff, do hoops. Nice that they made it really easy for us to go do that. So this is the next up is the person that I think a lot of us are what we heard of OnlyFans. So this is Arabelle Raphael, and she has been online just a few seconds ago. She's done 862 posts, 56,000 likes. And so before lockdown, she was a full service sex worker who saw clients in person. What's a part service sex worker? Oh, I can figure that out, I guess. But OnlyFans allowed her to make up that income that she used to be doing, I guess, in full service. Now she's doing virtual service sex work through her OnlyFans page. Again, the pricing and subscribe seems pretty straightforward. One thing that I want to highlight for OnlyFans, or if you're a YouTuber like this, or if you're doing any of these types of things with content creation, there's a difference between treating this like a professional versus treating like this like an amateur. So a professional is online, a professional hires teams, a professional actually builds out where she's posting content regularly, hires staff to actually take photos and things like that, versus an amateur sees this, is like, oh, I'm gonna post a photo, doesn't get rich, and gives up right away. So whatever content creation you're doing out there, really think about, how am I treating this professionally versus just as a hobby? So this guy, Sway Lee, I really enjoy him as a rapper. He used OnlyFans as a publicity stunt for the release of his latest single, Reality Check. So he actually tweeted about it. He says, I fuck with OnlyFans. I gotta say it in a cooler accent. I fuck with OnlyFans because it's only for the fans. I just made a page, follow it, and subscribe. I have something I want to show the world at 9 p.m. tonight Pacific. He announced that he was dropping a single watch video announcement on Twitter to tell people to go to something kind of a little bit more risque and check out his OnlyFans page. You can see the video he made, like, you remember these old school Blockbuster fronts? And it's kind of like a sexual video with him and some attractive woman. And so surprisingly though, he's actually been posting regularly, and he's using a different type of model, a freemium model, where it's free to subscribe to his account, but then he charges for the pay-per-view posts. So he's back in Mississippi for a few days. I wonder where he's staying. Is that a Best Western? It's not a La Quinta, I'll tell you that. That's quality. That looks like it's not illegal. You know, back in the day, they'd be like, oh, he's smoking that illegal reefer. Now it's legal. So here's one that we have to unlock for $3. Do you guys want me to do it? Let's do it. Let's waste Noah's money. All right, so I'm gonna unlock this post for $3. One thing that you're actually gonna notice that they make really easy is kind of like the Apple App Store, as well as like Apple Pay, is that once my credit card is in the system, it's almost like a little bit too easy. Kind of like what you hear about WeChat in China, that once my credit card's in, it's like, hey, do you want $1 here? Do you want $5 here? You want to subscribe to that? And you kind of almost lose track of how much you're overall spending in it. But let's see what we actually get for the $3. I just paid $3 to watch him lick his shoe. Is there returns? All right, this part I don't get, but maybe if you're like really into this kind of stuff, it makes sense to you. But there's a few things I want to take a step back on especially about this kind of platform and any new platform. So one, it is shown that he came on yesterday, so he is active, so it must mean that there's something going well for him. But two, a lot of these new platforms, TikTok, Twitch, OnlyFans, they have an incentive. They are excited to showcase and have people be successful. So at times, if you are one of the earlier movers and can sustain doing on these platforms, there's a really good chance that you are going to be easily more successful on them. So a lot of people didn't use Instagram for a while. I don't know if you were one of them. Now you may. But back in the day, like, nah, it's just for kids. And now a lot of us are using it. And so definitely something like this, these new platforms, I highly encourage you always to at least try them out, test them out, and see if it's something that makes sense for you or not. So next up, we actually found someone who is a bodybuilder, and we wanted to find someone male. So this is Dr. D Money Stevens. Okay, and so he's a bodybuilder, fitness, travel, motivation. He does a free subscription. And again, a lot of these people are posting photos. They do private DMs, so you can pay them to actually message you, or you can pay them to actually make photos for you. So it's a little bit like Cameo, but it's more or less like a paid Instagram. On Instagram, you build up this audience, and Instagram makes all this ad money, and now you have an audience that you can probably sell your products or you get sponsorships with. What's interesting about the OnlyFans model is it's turning that on the head. So instead of advertisers actually doing all the money and making with Facebook and Instagram, basically the audience themselves are directly paying the content creators, and OnlyFans gets a little bit of the cut for helping facilitate it. So I think it's interesting to say, how do we change models in businesses and what's actually happening with this one specifically? So Daniel Stevens, or D Money, as we like to call him, made this video where I guess he posts photos of him in his shirt. So yeah, and we're gonna have some shirtless photos of me. I guess $5 a month. You guys want to see them? If anyone subscribes to that, I'm gonna be pretty damn impressed. So it looks like he literally just posts photos of himself, and people send tips. Let's send him a tip. We're gonna send a tip. So $1. Minimum 5? All right, $5. Thanks for making content. Support the content creators, people. It's not just for women. And what they do as well, this is a really interesting marketing thing, is that when you start following someone in OnlyFans, they'll actually do these automatic messages for you. So you can see when I originally followed Daniel Stevens, he has kind of a welcome email or welcome message. People pay for this. This is wild what people pay for sometimes. He says, I see you're new here. How are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Thanks for joining my Fit page. For exclusive VIP content, see the pinned post on my wall. I love custom requests. So again, what's really interesting is they've taken a little bit of the Cameo.com approach, which is you can pay them to make videos for you or photos for you. And it's a really interesting way to connect with audiences. I'm not saying that we have to go out and do all the X-rated or porn related things, but what I'm saying is that it's good to observe and try out new platforms, see what's working, and generally sometimes there'll be something you can learn for your own self and your own business. I'm gonna do now actually start my own OnlyFans, and hopefully 5 of you will subscribe to see some of my shirtless photos. I shaved my chest in LA this summer, and I have a few from a professional photographer. All right, so to do it, I need an avatar image. So let me put up an image here about me. I am a tech nerd who plays chess. And then I need to put a header image in. So let me pull up some of the photos I have of my shirtless pictures. Who knows, we'll try some stuff out. All right, so I'm gonna put up, abs don't look too bad, man. One of the things with OnlyFans, if it's something you're thinking about, you probably have to figure a way that you're bringing your fans to the platform. I don't actually expect a lot of the platform to bring audience to you, which is what Instagram, what YouTube, what a lot of these other sites actually end up doing. So it's taken 24 to 48 hours to actually get my OnlyFans page account made. It's really interesting what they do with a lot of these things. You can see on the site what my page looks like. Maybe a few of you will subscribe. I'm not sure how many shirtless or photo pics I will be posting. OnlyFans.com/NoahKagan. There's some really interesting behind the scenes features that they've enabled that I think you can learn for your own business, or if you want to come and check out this platform. Let me dive into a few that I think you'll find fascinating. Number one is that you control your monthly subscription. So I've started mine at an affordable $5 a month. Number two, they have bundles. So in SaaS businesses or recurring revenue companies, they're always encouraging you to get 6 months or 12 months or whatever. So you can create a bundle to encourage your fans to stay longer. But here's actually a really clever thing I thought they did, which is a promotional campaign. So you can start a promotional campaign to get more people in as a free trial, or if you can read right here, expired subscribers. So I love that they built in a way that, hey, if people are wanting to get them in the door or if people have left, here's ways that you can actually get them back. Really clever that they did that. Let's click on start a promotion campaign. So you can offer as many subscriptions as you want to new subscribers or expired for a limited period of time at a certain discount with a special message. Really clever that they did that, as well as the free trial for new or expired people. I love that they built this into the platform. to make it easier for me, ultimately, to make money as well, to keep my audience subscribing. You can actually see here, when I've actually done any of these things, what my earnings per subscriber is going to look like. I don't have any actual revenue yet. I'm counting on you, so I'm planning to get rich. But I have one person subscribing who I'm not earning anything from just yet. And here's my statement, still showing me at $0. But I think what they've done, which is really, really smart about it, is that they've made it really easy for me to interact with my audience and build my audience, as well as really lightweight and effective tools at creating subscriptions and extending those subscriptions. Really, really smart from these guys. Next up is chats. So one thing that I thought was really smart of them is that you can do a welcome message, like an autoresponder or a welcome series, to any of your new subscribers. So you can actually write this welcome message to new fans, have a video, have an image, have audio, or put a price tag on that new message. So everyone who comes in can actually purchase that. But I'm just gonna say welcome new person. Put a little, can I put any emojis? Yeah, wave, perfect. All right, so that is pretty darn cool. Next up, this is actually really fascinating. You can actually send paid messages to your audience. So think about you. Maybe you've built up YouTube or Instagram or TikTok and you wanna talk to your audience. You really can't unless they've allowed you to post on community tab or reach them. And two, what if you wanted to charge them for some type of promotion or something micro? So I think there's something really clever here where, let me show you an example. I click on Tana. I can message my audience finally, and two, I can write something like, this is a paid message test. And then I can actually charge for that person to have access to it, which I think is so clever. So I dropped a photo in. You can do a free preview and you could do a price to view. Oh, I like that. And then I could send it to her. She's probably definitely not gonna be paying for it. And then you could actually see, just like an email marketing service, your message stats. So like how many people purchased it, how many people opened it, how many viewed it. Pretty impressive for a relatively new site. As well as you can do mass messages to all of your audiences. If you liked this video, you're gonna love this other video I made just for you, weird YouTubers making big money. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, ding, to get notified when we do my weekly office hours just for our subscribers, as well as we give away free stuff like a Tesla. Make sure you don't miss out. I love you, and I'll see you out there.